Thank you. So I'm very, very honored. I want to introduce myself to everyone. I'm Mina SayWhat from Power99's Rise and Grind Morning Show. I'm very, very excited here. I'm a New Jerseyan myself, so I'm happy to represent here. And I want to welcome you all to the 2015 Remarkable Graduates Award Ceremony. Let's clap it up right now. This is a great deal. This is a big occasion. I want to thank you all for being here to honor the young people that we're going to honor today, and also thank you to the jazz band. As you guys were walking in, there was a jazz band playing. They are from the Creative Arts Morgan Village Academy, so let's clap it up for them right now because they did a very, very amazing job. We'll start off the presentation with flags by Woodrow Wilson High School, their JRTC program, in which two remarkable grad students are participating. After that, Rashad Williams, a remarkable grad from Woodrow Wilson, will sing the national anthem. Cadets, Rashad.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we watched, where so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of all the free and the home of the brave.
One more round of applause. Wasn't that amazing? That was so good. Can I ask everyone to shut their phones off or put it on vibrate, please, at this time? You know, there's a lot of kids that we're honoring today, and I don't want to disrupt them. Like I said, my name is Mina. I'm from New Jersey. I'm very happy to be here today. I've talked to Payman Rahanafard. It took me a while to get to learn his name, but I've interviewed him a lot on the morning show on Power 99. We talk about the kids and all the work that he's doing to try to improve the school, the public school system, and everything that's going on in Camden. As I said, I'm from New Jersey. I went to an inner city school myself. I went to Emerson High School. It's in Union City, New Jersey. It's right next to Jersey City. Every time Payman comes, we always have like a connection. You know, I've lived in Newark, I live in South Jersey now, so I've been all up and down Jersey. I'm very invested in the kids. I go out and I speak to a lot of kids. I go to public schools in Philadelphia and here in New Jersey as well to try to encourage young kids in the inner cities to achieve and to dream. You know, I didn't have an easy path. I come from, all the things that happen when you grow up in an inner city school. My parents, I had a parent. You know, a lot of people have parents. I had a single mom. My dad died when I was very young. You know, I could sit here and tell you 1,000 stories about all the things that happens when you grow up with a single mom and how you're poor and things like that. You know, we didn't have a car, so we used to walk to A&P and like drag like 6 bags of groceries, and I remember like the red marks that would be on my hand that I joke about now on the morning show, or you know, we talk about prom, how, you know, I didn't have a prom dress and I had to work at the age of 10 to try to save up money, you know, to get my prom dress. I can go on and on about the stories of, you know, how my mom used to not eat or eat a little bit just so I could eat. I was an only child, so it was only me and her. So there's a lot of stories and things that I remember my mother making a lot of sacrifices. So I want the kids that are here today to know that you might see your parents making a lot of sacrifices now, and you're making a lot of sacrifices as well. And I just want you guys to know that there's a reason for that, and it makes you stronger. You know, one of the things that my mother always said to me is education is the key to everything. And she drilled that into my head. You know, sometimes we had cable, sometimes we didn't, you know, but inside of all that, my mother would try to preach to me, like, you can get beyond this. You can live a better life. You just work hard, you go to school, you do the best that you can. You can have cable 12 months a year instead of a couple of months a year when we're financially stable. You know, so I crack jokes about it, but it's the truth. You know, I worked my whole life because I didn't want that life. And I wanted to give my mother a better life. You know, one of my goals in life was to buy my mom a house, which is what I'm doing now. Or, you know, the first car that my mom had, I bought it for her. Why? Because I worked my whole life. You know, I graduated salutatorian from Emerson High School. I played sports, basketball, volleyball, and softball. We were actually state champs when I played volleyball. I remember for the first time when we played the state championship coming to Cherry Hill, and I remember there were BMWs in the parking lot. Meanwhile, my school was half a block. You know, like, I was just amazed at how there's a whole different world and people live differently and everybody doesn't fight for a parking spot. You know, like, people have their own parking spot. So, you know, I started to get out of my comfort zone in my inner city, and I started to learn more and see more. I eventually got a full scholarship to Syracuse University, academic scholarship. It wasn't a, you know, an athletic one. I got an academic scholarship. Syracuse University is pretty pricey, so although my academics were covered, I still had books, housing, and everything else, so I still have student loans. But all that to say that I got to an amazing school because I did amazing while I was in high school. You know, I didn't allow the circumstances, the things that were happening in my life to deter me from being great, from exceeding, from getting to the next level. You know, a lot of times we're hard on ourselves. We're like, why is this happening to me? You know, why does God do this? You know, you have to think that a lot of the things that are happening to you right now, they're preparing you for something. They're making you strong. In my case, it prepared me to have a job being on the radio, so I could talk to other people and tell other people that it doesn't really matter what's going on in your life right now. You can still do well and go to a great school, like Syracuse University. I went to Syracuse University. I graduated cum laude with 2 majors and a minor. So I'm just saying, you know, these cards that you're dealt, it does not matter. You just have to play them, you know, and you guys are playing them because you're remarkable grads. And I would just want you to know that there's great things in store for you, and that's why this is very special to me, because I can identify with a lot of your stories, and I know a lot of people, a lot of my friends that can identify with your stories as well. And I just want you guys to know that you keep working hard and you keep pushing, you do well in school, and you plan, and you have goals and dreams, and you never let anybody tell you you can't. God knows, I remember a vice principal said I would never ever graduate from Syracuse University. I'd like to find her now and tell her I graduated with 2 majors and a minor, boo, and I probably make a lot more money than you. So, with that being said, I'm going to continue the program now. You know, you guys know a little bit about me, so we're going to get to know a little bit about you guys and what the Remarkable Grads are doing. Now, I want to help kick things off. I want to introduce our host for this evening. I want to bring up Major Dunnigan of the Kroc Centers to say a couple of words.
Thank you, and congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations, great job. Well, welcome to the Salvation Army Kroc Center. Now, we're glad to have you here. Just a few weeks ago, some of you probably heard we had kind of a special guest here at the Kroc Center, the President of the United States. But we are happy tonight to welcome and host, I think, maybe more than one future president, governors, or military leaders, or that's right. That's right. Or Hollywood actors or actresses. You know that, as has already been said, there's nothing that you can't do. So we're proud of you. We're happy to welcome you. And I was asked also to tell a little bit of my story. This on my finger is my high school graduation ring. I won't tell you how old it is. It's over 40 years old. So you might be able to do that math and try to figure out how old I am, but you'd probably be wrong because I was actually the oldest person in my graduating class because I had a second grade teacher who thought I was a failure. And I think about it now, and I thought, well, she didn't do a very good job because she took her 2 years to get me through second grade. I don't know what that's about. But as you did, and as others have, I refused to be labeled as a failure. I went on. I was the first person in my family to ever go to college, to ever graduate from college. Then graduated, then went to graduate school, and then Salvation Army training college to become a Salvation Army officer. And God can do great things if you're given the opportunity. So I pray for you that you will trust your lives into His hands and move forward in your life. I also want to welcome you back. Now, what I mean to that is two things. I want to welcome you back to come back again to the Kroc Center and enjoy this place. You know, we built this place just for you. Well, for you and about 70-some thousand other people. But you're the most important people. And we want you to be a part of the Kroc Center. But I also want to welcome you to come back to Camden. Wherever your road takes you in your educational career, you know, Camden needs the brightest and the best. Not to go away and bless some other place, but to come back here. And my wife and I live right here in the neighborhood, and we're happy to be a part of this neighborhood. And we welcome you to come back and help our city to become all that it can become. And finally, in a way of welcoming you back, I have here, I'm going to add to the table up here, 20 day passes. And we want you, each of the graduates, to come back and visit us sometime. Plan ahead, have a day that you can come, bring your bathing suit, bring your basketball outfit, whatever you want to bring, but come and enjoy the Kroc Center. And thank you again for being here tonight.
Thank you, Major Dunnigan. You know they have a pool here, right? So you guys might want to hold on to that day pass. So I want to begin to recognize the individual students. I'd like to welcome the team from Brim Medical Arts High School to say a few words and present the award to their students. The students are also welcome to say a few words if you would like, so come on up. Hi.
Greetings. Good evening, everyone. I would like to take this time to thank you for giving me the honor to present in recognition of our students at Brim Medical Arts tonight. The two students are remarkable students, no different than any other student at any of the 5 high schools in Camden in terms of their struggle. With that being said, the young man here tonight, Moses Lee, has a tremendous story with his struggle and perseverance, is what makes him such an outstanding, recognizable grad in the city of Camden. The young lady, unfortunately, is not with us tonight due to her circumstances of taking care of her young child, but with recognition, Miss Alexis Horsey, that I would like to give honor to. If we can, give them both a round of applause. The young man, Mr. Moses Lee, him and I had countless conversations with regards to colleges and universities and his career path moving forward after leaving the walls of Bryn Medical Arts. With that, he has had the guidance of the team at Medical Arts to help with his decision making and his guidance. With that being said, I'm gonna ask Ms. Hall and Ms. Mays, please raise your hand with regards to helping Moses Lee and Alexis Horsey out. All right. So,
Now I want to ask the superintendent to come on up. Mr. Rohanafard, please. Put your hands together. You can say a couple of words as well, and we're also going to award certificates, a $50 Barnes & Noble gift certificate, so when you go to college, you can use that for books. The day passes, of course, to the Kroc Center, and then we're going to take a picture. But Superintendent, it's all yours.
You know, I'm actually giving remarks a little bit later, so I'm just going to hand over the awards for now. Thanks.
All right.
Yeah, Moses.
Hello, my name is Moses Lee. When I was growing up, I grew up in a single-parent household, and usually single-parent households raised by a mother. I was raised by my father. Growing up, my father, he started have disabilities. Right now he can't read, and he really can't move a lot. So at the age of 15, 16, I started to look for a job. So I helped my dad with the bills. Found a job at McDonald's, started working there. Been there since my sophomore year at the end. Right now, I'm considered a crew trainer. Help my dad a lot. And what else? I'm leaving to Stockton University June 27th, 2 days after I graduate. I'm majoring in engineering. They offer a dual degree engineering program. While 5 years to get my two degrees, a math degree from Stockton and an engineering degree from New Brunswick, Rucker, New Brunswick. And I plan on doing engineering because math has always made my way out in school. I excel at math, and I feel as though the opportunity is priceless for me in engineering. With the help of the teachers, guidance counselor, and my principal at Bryn Medical Arts, I've realized that the school I went to helped me to realize myself, not only academic-wise, but being a leader. And whenever I could help someone, I'll help them. And that's really all. Thank you for giving me this award. I'm sorry, I'm nervous.
Congratulations, Moses. Please, another round of applause for Moses. All right, thank you. Now I'd like to introduce Alicia Figueroa. Alicia was a part of the first group of remarkable grads last year. She graduated from Woodrow Wilson as class president and at the top of her class. Yes, girl. After having a roller coaster ride through high school, she just finished up her freshman year at Rutgers Camden, and she's going to give the students out here a little sense of what happens next. Please put your hands together for Alicia.
So first and foremost, I want to congratulate the remarkable grads. Congratulations. I'm really honored that I was asked to be here, and hopefully I can give some wisdom, even though you guys are probably all my age. So just last year, I was in the same position as you guys, facing a lot of doubt, and the stigma of the Camden City is that most of us aren't going to make it. But that's false, because look at where we at. We're all here. I don't know what everyone is dealing with or what they had to go through today, but I do know that we're all here, and all we can do is look forward. I was an average student in my younger years, but when I started high school, I really went down. I became more responsible and immature, and I was just acting out, and I even got kicked out of my first high school after 2 months of only being there. So that's disappointing. I occasionally blamed it on the fact that one of my parents had passed away and one of them was in jail my whole life, but in actuality, there's no excuses for anything. If you choose to do better, you will do better, but if you choose to do wrong, it's just shame on you. The only way I see anyone being able to overcome the obstacles of life is through education. I've had to grow up pretty quickly, and the only success I've seen in my life is through the fruits of education. Education is the only thing you have that nobody can take away from you. You can lose your respect, money, even your friends, but the knowledge you carry will live in your mind forever. To be honest, I feel so empowered when I know what I'm talking about and I can help others. Now I'm in Rutgers, Camden, and when I started in the fall, I was so scared. I was intimidated by everyone because they seemed to have more knowledge and to be more comfortable with the surroundings in college. I was trying to be more studious and work my job at the same time, and that was difficult. Fall semester, I was ready to give up. And I thought about the people that I was going to let down, and the first person on my list was myself. I knew that everyone else would be disappointed in me, but at that point in time, I was just ready to, not care about their opinions, but I finally just thought about myself and where I saw myself in the future, and I knew that the first person I would disappoint was myself, and I couldn't do that. So one thing I've learned from Camden is that you have to be persistent. You will not get anything handed to you, even if you're on welfare. A lot of people believe if you're in Camden, oh, you get welfare, everything's good for you. No. Even with welfare, my grandmother was on welfare our whole life, and she had to persistently be at the welfare office every day trying to get the food stamps, trying to get the Medicaid, just so, we could survive. One thing about Camden is that Camden creates survivors, and survivors create champions. And to me, a real champion is one who won't give up and will face adversity with kindness, humbleness, and gratitude. I want to thank you guys for having me here, and congratulations again to the remarkable grads of 2015.
Thank you, Alicia. She said some amazing things, right? Let's give it up for her again. That was really good. Now I'd like to welcome Raymond Yanuze, right? The president of Camden County College. Of the 20 remarkable graduates, 11 are starting Camden County College. So here's the president, and he's going to say a couple of words. And afterwards, I want the team from Gateway Program at Camden County College to come and award the remarkable grads.
Thank you. Thank you, Minna. And I'm so proud that so many of the outstanding graduates that are here tonight will be coming to us at Camden County College. I had some inspirational quotes to give you about adversity and facing adversity, but it couldn't be any more inspirational than what we heard from Minna and Alicia and some of the other students. But I do have a story I'll tell you about an outstanding, amazing graduate from Camden. He wasn't born in Camden, but he came here after high school to live with his brother. His family didn't have any money. He didn't know what he wanted to do. His brother said, come down to Camden, I'll find you a job. And he got him a job laying sewer pipe. And he was out there on the cruise digging and picking up rocks and laying the sewer pipe. And he liked it. He was strong. He was young. He was able to do that. But the older guys on the crew said, look, Walt, you should go to school. You really don't want to be here all your life in this kind of backbreaking work. Go to school and try to learn something. They gave him a brochure from Camden County College. And he went, yes, clap for Camden County College. He went to the college. He decided he liked going to school. He'd never liked it before. He said he wasn't a great student, but he got turned on by education. He worked all his way through the college, got his associate degree, went to Rutgers Camden like Alicia, finished his bachelor's degree, and found out he had a talent for biology. And because he was a hard worker and studied, he got a scholarship, just like Minna did here, to go on to Rutgers, New Brunswick for his doctorate degree. And he earned a doctorate in biology. While he was a doctoral student in biology, he was also teaching part-time because he had to support himself all the way through. After he graduated high school, his family couldn't support him anymore, so he had to take all that on. And he was teaching advanced placement. You know the advanced placement courses they have in biology? He was teaching advanced placement biology, and he said, this test is no good. They really need to fix this test. So he wrote to the Educational Testing Service, ETS, in Princeton, where they make these tests, And they said, okay, if you think you're so smart, why don't you come and help us figure out how to make it better? And he did as a young guy, and 35 years later, he is now the head of the Educational Testing Service in Princeton. If you ever took any test anywhere in the world, probably you took a test that came out of ETS. And Walt McDonald, the head of the Educational Testing Service, graduate of Camden County College, Rutgers Camden, Rutgers University, and he was honored this year. I had the honor of being on stage with him at the Association of Community Colleges convention, where he got the award for the Outstanding Community College Graduate of the Year. So we're very proud of him, and we're going to be very proud of all of you. And we're proud of you tonight, and you have to continue with the things that got you to where you are tonight, all the skills you learned, all the toughness you acquired, all the knowledge of yourself, and all your friends and support that are here tonight with you, that are still going to be there with you in the years ahead as you continue your studies. And now, as Minna said, I'd like to welcome up our Gateway to College team, Dr. Irv Sweeney, Dean Gary Divins. Come on, everybody come up and honor our outstanding student. This is a unique program that we have at Camden County College. Irv will tell you a little bit about it, and then we'll honor our students.
Thank you, Mr. President. Brianna, would you wish to join us? I would also want to ask the parents, the grandparents, to join us. Because at Gateway, we believe we cannot do it alone. We depend on the parents, and in partnership, we all can provide that second opportunity for young people. When we think of this young lady, we think of one who has gone through numerous struggles: homelessness, lack of support, uncertainty as to what would happen the very next day. But she decided to confront all these challenges by looking towards the church, first of all, and then by becoming a part of the Gateway to College family. And what is the Gateway to College? We are simply a part of the Camden County College, which works with the Board of Education in Camden, the Gateway to College National Network, and we have one common mission: to give young people a real second chance, so that those who may have made bad decisions, those who may have been unfortunate because of circumstances, they can come back into the college in a different environment, complete their high school education, and at the same time begin on the path to a college career. We call it giving a real second chance. And this young lady is an example, a perfect example of dedication, persistence, resilience, you name it. She is one of those few in our program at this point that we can say, look at her, follow the path, because she understands that as a young person, she can begin to shape the image of Camden City. We are proud to be honoring her. We are thankful for the parents. We are thankful for the dean and our president who supports the program. And we want to say to you, all the parents and the entire community, the young people need your support. They do need your support if they are going to make the city a better place and make one and all a better nation as we move forward. So we're willing to honor our graduate, remarkable graduate.
Hi, my name is Brianna Tucker. You guys might not know me because I'm originally from Glassville, New Jersey, but I went there from 9th grade to 11th grade, and going into my 11th grade, I went through a lot of homelessness. I wasn't sure where I was going to live, so it was really hard for me to get to school, you know what I mean? But when I went to school, I told myself I had to do my work, and my principal pretty much called me in the office, and she asked me why I was there. And I said, well, what do you mean? Why am I here? I'm here to get my education. And she pretty much told me that there was no reason for me to be there, and I felt defeated, so I dropped out. And upon me dropping out, one of my close friends who live in Camden, allowed me to live with them, and it's nothing but God, because I dropped out of school for 7 months and I still was able to graduate as a senior in 4 months. I just want to tell all the young people here, like, I may not know you, but I'm so proud of you. You know what I mean? If you have a dream, chase it. If you think nobody's for you, become your own best friend, because I suffered depression and anxiety. I went through so many things, but I've come through, and I know that you can be the hero of your city, you can be the hero of your family, you can do anything you put your mind to. As long as you light your fire, the people that are around you will burn bright too.
Camden County College. Our next school of honorees is MetLife High School. Can the team from MetLife High School please come to the mic? MetEast, sorry. MetLife is the insurance company. I read a commercial for them, I'm sorry.
Hello everybody, good evening. My name is Brendan Lowe. I'm not from MetEast High School, but I'm representing MetEast High School this evening. Principal Jenkins is unfortunately not able to be here, but certainly sends his regards. And we do want to honor the remarkable graduates who we have from MetEast High School. So we can call them up, and then we'll say a few words about them. And if they want to take the opportunity, they can say a few words as well. But Daquan Daniels, Iman Ferris cannot be here, and Lashonda Midget is here. Please come up to the front. So, Iman can't be here this evening, but I sat down with her and we spoke before, and she tells her story very honestly. That she had a similar story to Brianna, where she started at a high school in 9th grade, and it was a different environment for her, and she got off to a really bad start. Her freshman year, it got to the point where she was with a friend, and they ended up lighting a fire in a trash can on campus at the school. And it didn't end well, as you would imagine. She ended her freshman year with a 0.2 GPA, and was not headed on a good path. And so she transferred to MetEast High School, and they said, you have a 0.2 GPA, you're going to do the 9th grade again. And she accepted that and did the 9th grade again. And right now she's a senior, she's about to graduate. Her GPA is greater than 3.0. She's made a great comeback. And so Iman is going to go on to Camden County College in the fall. She's going to study forensic psychology. And so a round of applause for Iman. And now I'll introduce Daquan Daniels, who has a similar story of perseverance, but I'll let you say it for yourself. But a student who we're very glad to still have with us, who has worked his butt off to get to the place where he is on the doorstep of earning his high school diploma and getting into college. And so I'll turn it over to Daquan.
Hello, everyone. My name is Daquan, as you know. Growing up in Camden, my mom, she was single. My dad got deported back to Jamaica. You know, like elementary school, I was a pretty good student. Got to middle school, had a few setbacks, 2 to be exact. Got left back in the 6th grade, my first year, and then the 7th grade next. But like my 8th grade year, I only did it once. So I did pretty good my 8th grade year, played sports, got to play on. After 8th grade, I graduated, got accepted into biomedical arts. I don't know how, but I did. I was there for about 2-3 months, but after the first market period, I was told that it would be impossible for me to catch up to the 2.5 that you're supposed to have to stay there. So after that, he told me, the principal, Mr. Simon, I don't know where he's at. didn't get that severe. But he told me that I had two choices. I could either go to Woodrow Wilson or Medes. I chose Woodrow Wilson, but my mom, she said it wasn't happening. So I had to go to Medes. I did the interview with Mr. Jenkins. He was a little, I don't know. He didn't really want me to go there. He gave me to run around. He made me sit in the office for like a whole day, sitting there talking to me. Everything, asked me why should he let me in, but he wound up letting me in. My first couple of days there, I was real, like I didn't talk to nobody. And then I finally opened up and got to meet some people. After that, I don't know. I played football for Woodrow Wilson. Then my sophomore year, I was told I couldn't play because I didn't have the 2.0 that I was supposed to have. And then the same thing happened my junior year. I couldn't play again. So that actually gave me the opportunity to focus more on school, and I brought my grades up. Now I have over a 3.0 GPA. So I just want to say that it's never too late to change, and you can always catch up.
Thank you very much. And now I want to introduce LaShonda. We met on the first day of school this year, and it's fantastic to have you again toward the last day of school. LaShonda.
Coming from Medes High School, I've spoken maybe all 4 years of my life. It's a big picture learning school, so I should be used to this, but you know how in your head you're like, I got this, and it's like, whoa. But I want to start off saying I'm going to Montclair State University. And I'm going to major in forensic psychology. Thank you. I written a speech because writing is my passion, so anything on this paper is from my heart. Just not long ago, I won an award. Oops, sorry. Just not long ago, I won an award, another sign of possibilities, believing that I can do anything I put my mind to. My ambitions is not limited as long as I push myself. As long as my past reminds me of what I proved to be my future. It's all in my hands. The award was titled LaShonda Najek Award for Outstanding Community Service. At first I said to myself, just community service? I could be so much more. I could have been overall. But a couple days after the award, I came to realization that my life has been best overall all along. My passive abuse and neglect could have caused me to go down the wrong path, make wrong decisions, use hate instead of forgiveness. There are a lot of places I could have ended up, but my community has led me here. My family has brought me here. There are kids like me who have nothing and no one. I can relate to that, and to be lucky not to relate to it now is a true blessing. So I'm proud of that award. Sorry. But it is our community that gives us the energy not to give up on our mind. It's each other that reminds us who we are. I know from now on I will provide within my community. That only comes from the heart and only be awarded by true consideration, and that is hope. Thank you to my mother, who has taught me to be less pessimist and more forgiving. Thank you to education for letting me be here to beat the odds and show truly what I am made of. And thank you to my community that has put me through hard work, ups and downs. Without that, I would not be standing here. So thank you. And be proud to be where you are from. That made you. Yes, I made it.
Oh, sorry.
Congratulations.
Meta East, not MetLife. Now I'd like to introduce the team from Camden High to present awards to its remarkable graduates, including the Camelot program at Camden High.
Good evening. So, I did not realize that I was supposed to be here speaking this evening. Ms. Patterson actually came ahead of me, my department chair for the guidance department, and told me that my name was on the program. So, you know, when I get here and I think about, you know, what it means to be, you know, a remarkable grad and what it means to just in general be a student at Camden High School, you know, a lot of times, you know, we often get looked down upon in some ways because, you know, a lot of times people don't see us as the Med East or the medical arts or the creative arts. And, you know, I always try to impress upon our students that, you know, we are all the same student, we are all from the same city. You know, what people see is not necessarily what it is, and we are capable of being just as successful. Now, I'm going to tell a little bit about each of the students and experience that I've had with each of them. I am not going to say that I can do this for every student at Camden High, but I like to have a relationship with as many of the students as I possibly can. Some of the stories about the students will be, you know, something that will help you understand why them being here tonight makes them a remarkable grad. Others, some of them don't even know themselves, have happened, and it was something that took place to best support them. But we have, and I'll actually let them come up and tell who's who. I'll tell the story for each one of them, and I'll let them identify themselves as they come up. So I have a student, one of our students who has a relative that works in the school. She actually came and told me that she didn't want her to get any special treatment. She didn't want me to do anything for her that I wouldn't do for anybody else. She went through this entire conversation with me, and then at the end of the meeting with her grandmother, she told me, but make sure you watch out for my baby. Like, so what do you want me to do? You know, am I gonna give her special treatment, or do you want me to, let her go through the process like everybody else? Then we have another student, a young man who has shown great perseverance. He, at one point, was living in a trailer that he purchased himself to make sure that he had a place to live. I actually went and drove past this location to see what he told me he was living in. I couldn't believe it. You know, for him to put together a situation that allowed him to be successful and still be able to come to school every day, do what he needed to do. I couldn't believe it. You know, when you think about what, a lot of us go home to at the end of the day, and then we come out and, we have so much to complain about on a regular basis. For this young man to come to school every day with the situation that he was going home to, it's remarkable that he is where he is now. Then I have a young lady who I actually had to have leave Camden High School after a incident that she had with another young lady. And it's always hard when you have a relationship with a student and you have to really discipline them for something serious. But for her to come back to Camden High after being asked to leave and coming back and excelling and doing everything that she needed to do to come out of Camden High School, it's remarkable. So, and then last I have, we had a program, a very special program at Camden High School, our JAG program. And when I think of JAG, I think of this student. She has been the headline for videos. She has been the spokesperson for this program at Camden High School, all while, dealing with situations in her personal life that have made her remarkable. So at Camden High School, there are remarkable students, and we do produce students that are going to go on and be successful, be able to go to college, be able to do big things. I myself am a graduate of Camden High School, so I take great pride in what we produce at Camden High School. And at this time, I'd like for all of our remarkable grads from Camden High School to come up. you identify who you are?
Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Mahogany Robinson. I just transferred to Camden High. Well, I went my freshman year, but I just transferred back to Camden High this year. I'm actually number 10 in my class. I really don't want to talk about my struggles because I'm a crybaby, but I just don't want to talk about it.
So this is the student whose grandmother asked me to look out for her, but don't treat her special. So.
Hi everybody. My name is Taylor Patterson, and yes, I am currently a senior at Camden High School. Throughout my life, I've been through a lot of struggles, like a lot. I've experienced homelessness, and I had a child. Being here is really an honor. It really is. Because when you have when you go throughout life and people doubt you and the only person that you have is yourself, well, at least that's what I thought. But then I come to realize I have my daughter that I live for, and she's my motivation. And coming to Camden High School, I realized that I have a wonderful guidance counselor who's been there with me every single step of the way. I've been able to get an excellent education. In the fall of 2015, I will be attending Rowan College in Gloucester County to become a business. I will be majoring in business and minoring in music. And yes, I am the singer at Camden High School. That's what everyone knows me as. Unfortunately, I will not be able to sing for you all tonight because I have a bit of a chest cold, but I just want to thank my awesome support system for bringing me this far and letting me know that I can do anything that I put my mind to and just believe in myself. So, yes.
Hi everyone. I'm Jasmine. Yeah, I'm the one that got kicked out and came back. What a long way. When I was little, I was like wanted to be so grown. I wanted to live on my own, wanted my own stuff, everything. And I couldn't wait to do it. This was when I was like 14, 15. So I started running away, doing all crazy nut stuff. Until I got like 17, 18 maybe. And I got kicked out of school. Kicked out of the high. My ninth grade year, 10th grade, one of them. But yeah, I got kicked out, and it kind of like, I don't know, it kind of turned on the switch a little, like, no, you can't fight your way out of everything. This is not a battlefield. You'll get what you want fighting, and you don't work your way all the time. So, like, I don't know how to explain it really, but yeah. Stop talking.
Hello, everybody. I'm Pedro. I'm the one with the trailer. That's my little home right there. Yeah, I had difficulties also. Especially coming from a home where you're the oldest of 7 and your mom is single, things like that. High school. freshman year of high school. I was pretty much the most disrespectful student in high school, period. Yeah. Until my sophomore year, where teachers and my principal sat down with me and spoke to me, and, kind of told me, things aren't the way they seem in the future. You're not gonna have a bright future until you make a bright future. I'll just leave it at that.
A lot of times when you go through rough things, you develop this hard exterior, and we think that crying is a bad thing. Sometimes we cry because we remember things that make us sad, so it's okay to cry. And I'm listening to them, and I'm like, wow, you always think you have it bad, but you don't. There's always someone else that has it worse, so we have to count our blessings and just be grateful for the things that we have. So you need to cry, guys. Don't feel embarrassed. It's okay. Next, I want to welcome the big man who makes it all possible. The guy with the tough job who just keeps it going. Superintendent, and this took me a while to get, but I got it. Rahanafard.
I'm going to get the mic ready for Preston, who's 6'5" and speaking in a minute. By the way, I echo Mina. Clearly it's really hard to talk about your life behind this microphone in front of this room. So kudos to all the students who are putting in their best effort to talk about their lives. Let me just begin with some formal thank yous and acknowledgments. I want to thank the Kroc Center family here for hosting. I want to acknowledge Mayor Red, who really wanted to be here and sends regards and has awarded each student with a certificate. I want to thank our advisory board members who have taken the time out of their schedules. Advisory Board Vice President Martha Wilson, Advisory Board Member Dot Burley. It's her birthday today. Happy birthday, Dot Burley. Assemblymember Wilson, thank you for being here and for the certificates you provided our students. I don't believe Councilmember Barkley or other council members are here, but I know they send their regards. Thank you, Freeholder Rodriguez, and the Camden County Freeholders for the certificates you provided us. President Yanuzzi, thank you so much for joining us this evening. And we have a number of community partners from Campbell Soup, Lucy, Jersey Can, and the Camden Dream Center who are all here. So thank you all for taking the time. And of course, our last year's remarkable graduates. You heard from Alicia, and Kareem McLaren is also here, so thank you for joining us, Kareem. I also want to thank NBA Commissioner Adam Silver for not scheduling a finals game this evening. He got my memo, so that's great. Look, I'm going to be really, really brief. I want to hear from more of the students. I know you all do too. Tonight reminds me of one of my favorite terms coined by Martin Luther King, and that's a beautiful struggle. Life can certainly be struggle. It can certainly be a struggle, but life can also be beautiful, and I would say that this evening is particularly beautiful. To our students who are being awarded tonight and being recognized, only you know the full extent of your beautiful struggle. And what I've learned, and what I'm sure you have also come to know, is that your beautiful struggle is part of who you are. Now, my family being chased out of our home and our country, relatives and loved ones being killed, and ultimately us coming to this country with just the clothes on our back is a big part of who I am today. It puts life in perspective for me. It motivates me to help make the world a better place. And as you all head off to college, and whether it's a training program, a 4-year, 2-year college program, the military, whatever it may be. Take your beautiful struggle with you. It's in your character, and it's certainly in your DNA. Don't leave it behind here in Camden, and don't be ashamed of it. Let the adversity you've overcome continue to fuel you. Because you can be the mayor of this city, you can be the superintendent of this school district, and I want each and every one of you to know that. So it's truly, truly my pleasure to be able to be here with you all today, to be able to recognize each and every one of you. And as you go forward, continue to call on this community. This is your home, this is your community for support. We are here for you. And at the same time, remember that you now have a responsibility to support the future generation of youth coming through this city, because you are the leaders of this city. Thank you all again, and look forward to hearing from more students.
Our next school is the Creative Arts Morgan Village Academy. One of the 2 honorees from Creative Arts is on a plane right now, on his way to Poland to compete with his classmates in an international choir competition. So we're gonna get a little video interview, high-tech 2015. We can Skype them in and everything. I wanna welcome up Mrs. Giles from Creative Arts to present the awards. And then, as I said, we'll have this short video clip from our missing remarkable graduate who is in Poland. So Mrs. Giles.
I have a lot of different identities this evening, excuse me. I'm here for Mrs. Giles and for Dr. Kroc, the principal at Creative Arts Morgan Village Academy. And Zaire Daniels is the name of the student who's on the plane literally right now on his way to Europe, leaving the country for the first time to sing in this international competition in Poland. Zaire I had the good fortune to interview him for our TV station, and he's just a lovely kid. We'll let him speak for himself, but if you want to watch the whole interview, by the way, it's on our YouTube station, so it's a plug for our YouTube station. But Zaire, in 2 weeks, he'll graduate from Creative Arts Morgan Village Academy, and it'll be the first time that he'll be able to attend his moving up ceremony. Elementary school, he was suspended. Middle school, he was suspended. And he wasn't able to make it at a time. And he tells the story very compellingly about how he had this moment when he became a father his sophomore year at Creative Arts, and he realized that there was a lot more responsibility on his shoulders, and that now or never in terms of getting it together. And Zaire works up to 35, 40 hours a week, and he sings in the choir, he sings in church, and he's on his way to Poland. So Zaire Daniels is our first remarkable grad from Creative Arts Morgan Village Academy.
What will it mean to you to graduate from high school?
Well, it means so much. You know, one, not only did I hear from other people that I'll never make it, I'll be in the ground or in jail. I personally thought that, you know, so for me to even get this award, it shows me how much I've grown and that people see it too. And so this graduation means a lot to me, my daughter, my family, just in general. I came a long way, so this graduation is going to be graduation that I never forget. Well, now I believe there's nothing I can't do, so I'm not going to look at myself 8 years from now and say, oh, I couldn't believe I achieved that, because anything through God is possible. So if you keep that attitude, there's nothing you can't do, nothing will shock you. All I can say is it gets better. You know, don't let what you're going through, don't let your circumstance determine who you are, and, you know, don't let it be your character. I always say, and this is something I thought of myself, don't let your situation make you, just let it shape you. Of course you're going to go through it and it's going to hurt you, but don't let it make you who you are. Just let it shape you, and you just overcome, you know, because you can kill so many bees with what they say, honey.
Yeah.
You can gain more bees with honey than, you know, something sour. So it gets better, and just keep strong through the end. And I don't know what you personally believe in, but my religion, God has really kept me on straight. So you can't do it alone.
All right, thank you. And so we'll introduce Denisha Branch in just 1 second. The Creative Arts is represented this evening, it's worth saying, by their jazz band, so we do want to thank them again for coming out tonight and performing. And now we want to call up Denisha Branch, who is a wonderful classmate of Zaire's, who has faced innumerable challenges, and she is choosing to be courageous and to share some of them with us this evening. But there's different layers of challenges you can go through. There's social challenges, there's academic challenges, there's emotional, there's financial, and there's also medical. And some kids go through more layers than others, and Denisha has been through a whole bunch of them, and she's coming out on the other side. So Denisha Branch.
Good evening. My name is Denisha Branch. I'm a senior currently attending Creative Arts. Just recently, past this summer, I was diagnosed with epilepsy, which is epileptic seizures. That's been something that hit me hard because I didn't know how I was going to make it through having seizures. But throughout my family and my friends, they always there helping me, making sure I'm good. They kept my head on straight. Made sure I was always busy so I wouldn't think about my problem. I'm going to school for music, audio production, and I play the drums, so I'm never going to stop that because that's going to keep me straight and make sure I'm never going to give up.
So before I introduce one more student, and you'll be done with me. I do want to acknowledge Ms. Catherine Blackshear, who's joining us, our president of the advisory board here. Ms. Blackshear, thank you very much for being here with us. And now I want to call up Alicia Robinson, who's in the Camelot program at Camden High. If you can join us up here. Alicia has had a senior year that has involved being named a remarkable graduate and has involved homelessness. And she's going to graduate, she's going to move on, and we're very proud of her, and so we're going to have her say a few words. Alicia.
Wow, when you say homelessness, you're like, well, when it's happening, it's like, oh. When you hear it, it's like, that's kind of bad. But I actually had help. Like Malik Brown, well, he's not here right now, but he was actually like my support system. Like I was in Camelot since the 9th grade, and like he really helped me. Cause when my grandma went inside the hospital, I really didn't have somebody there like Lego to school. And then when I talked to Mr. Brown, he was like there for me. Like he is what we don't really have no more, but he actually helped me, gave me school clothes, called me in the morning, wake up call, like come to school. He actually let me come to school in some slacks just to get my finals done. Like he's actually like my support system, I guess. Like he really helped me. And I don't know too many teachers that would have did that, or like too many people that does that for students anymore. And like he showed me like it is good people in this world. Because when my grandma went inside the hospital, it seemed like everybody wasn't there for me no more. And he was just like the helping hand. Like I even went to church, and church people was not as all as they seem. So to have him in my corner helping me, tutoring me, telling me what to do, like basically being where my grandma was to me, that was like a lot. Like a lot. Like he means a lot to me, and for me to graduate, it's all by the help of him. I can honestly say that, and thank you.
And that brings us to our keynote speaker, Mr. Preston Brown. Mr. Brown is a proud alumnus of Woodrow Wilson High School, where he earned second team All-South Jersey honors on the football field and became a member of the National Honor Society through his work in the classroom. That deserves a round of applause. Mr. Brown attended Tulane University in New Orleans, where he played wide receiver and special teams for the football team. He majored in paralegal studies and graduated with a bachelor's degree. He is a leader in his community and the new football coach at Woodrow Wilson High School, where he will offer lessons on and off the field. Please put your hands together for Mr. Preston Brown.
There you go. It's great to be up here today. For some of you guys, I see some of the same people from the city of Camden. The JLTC, the Mr. Simons, who was one of the football coaches at Woodrow Wilson. I think there's a couple of misprints in there. I was actually an All-American football player. So we'll let that second team and South Jersey ride. But I'm here today because Mr. Brendan Lowe, he contacted me about a week ago and asked me to come up here and share my story. And I'm brothers to Malik Brown, who the young lady spoke about, who works at the Camelot. But just a little bit about myself. I got my wife and my 3 children here with me today. As you can see, they're very energetic. I appreciate that. I'm one of 6 kids who grew up in the city of Camden to a single mother. 5 boys, 1 girl. I'm the second oldest. And we all grew up the same, but mentally we were all different. My brother Malik, he was the first to graduate, I was the second. I remember vividly, and I always tell this part of my story. When I was in you guys' shoes, I would never tell my story. I thought it was mine, I had to keep it with me. But now I use it to help other people along their journey. The story went something like this. I was 11 years old at East Camden Middle School, and I remember Mrs. Marino saying, "You're so smart, you're stupid, boy. You're never gonna be anything. You're gonna be dead or in jail before you're 18 years old." I'm 29 today, so thank you very much for saying that. And every year on my birthday, I give myself a round of applause, because there's so many of my friends who haven't made it there. 29. The brother underneath me at 15 years old was with some guys who committed a robbery. They tried him as an adult and get 10 years in prison. My youngest brother was murdered in the city of Camden in 2011. My sister barely graduated high school, but my mom still has 3 sons who went off to college and graduated. Myself included. I have a younger brother that's still alive. So now there's 6 of us. All of us took 6 totally different paths. Football was my passion. Sports gave me every opportunity in this world. And my mom signed me off to go to boot camp when I was in the 6th grade. They had this program at East Camden Middle School, and I didn't even know she signed me up for it. I remember them coming in, all these drill sergeants, and they were coming to different classrooms and they were saying names, and I heard my name. And I was like, "What do you mean? why am I going to boot camp?" I was bad a little bit, but why am I going to boot camp? But I remember being there. I never got a phone call. I never got to write a single letter, anything. I didn't hear from anybody. And those kids I thought were my friends, they slowly started fading away. And the crazy thing is, I always got straight A's growing up. And I was battling this mental thing that was going on. My mom had a drug addiction growing up in Camden, being a single mother. And I remember hours before I got on, almost a 24-hour ride to go to New Orleans for college at 17, she said, "Son, I gotta tell you this, you were the hardest pregnancy I ever had. I wanted to get rid of you so bad."
And growing up, I felt like she treated me harder than every one of my brothers. Nobody got straight A's but me, but she gave it to me the hardest. And she was like, you know what, I couldn't stand your father, and you reminded me so much of him that I took it out on you. And for 2 years, I didn't come home at all. The next time I came home was 2 days before my 19th birthday. It was my plan to go and never come back. You know, I made it out of Camden, I never got to come back, I got a full scholarship to college. And then when I came back, I saw people doing the same things that they were doing before I left. And everybody would say, well, you need to come back because nobody would know they could make it if everybody left and nobody came back. So I'm so grateful and honored to be back every single day, to be a mainstay in the community. I've got the best job in the world, man. They allowed me to be the head football coach of my alma mater. And we won a state championship when I was in high school, and I love it. And one thing I learned about life is that every day you gotta earn your keep. What I did yesterday is irrelevant to success today and tomorrow. Every single day, I went to college, I thought all my problems was gone. Nope, got there, I was on a full ride, but guess what? In the summertime, you still gotta eat, still need money. So I had to get a job. I'm like, where do I want to work? You know, I came here to play football. And then for the first time in my life, I found drinking, partying, and hanging out. And my grades went like this. They slipped. And I had this thing where I always wanted to fight. Because growing up at Camden, you got this hard shell around you. And I remember coming into the locker room, people were like, nobody cares you from Camden, New Jersey. And I'm like, what's that supposed to mean? What's going on? And you always feel like somebody's trying you. And whenever I would be in the lecture hall, I would always stand up and say, Preston Brown, Camden, New Jersey, and my response to the question is this. And people at Tulane look at me like, you from where? Because I always had the right answer. Right? People don't care what you do, they care why you do it. And this is why I'm here. Because I got 3 small children that never heard this story until today. But there's thousands of young men and women out there who walk in the same streets I walk. I get to walk through Woodrow Wilson every single day and feel amazing honor that I'm back there, that I'm back at the school. Man, I'm East Camden kid, born and raised all of my life. I mean, I watched my mom go through, be quiet, son, through everything. No lights, sharing extension cords to our neighbor's house in the projects, living out in Stockton Station, you know, to having to get a job when my mom was arrested my senior year. Nobody even knew. Mind you, I was salutatorian at Woodrow Wilson and class president and National Honor Society president. My senior year, I never missed a day of school. I played 3 sports, 2-sport All-American, All-State in basketball. I had over 40 scholarship offers. They did this big article on me in the paper about how I decided to decline a scholarship to Harvard just because I wanted to chart my own path. And everything I do, I go against what conventional wisdom say, right? People say, oh, you're from Camden, New Jersey, you'll never make it, you know, you'll be a statistic. And for some people, that's probably true. But those are the people that I love to stand right here and smile and say, thank you. Because every day I hated running those sprints in college and wearing that heavy book bag. I said to myself, there's no way I'm going home empty-handed. They would look at me and say, Jersey, why you got your book bag? Where you going? I said, listen, man, I live 2,000 miles away. And if I go home without a college degree, there will be a serious issue. Because everybody would say, what happened? What happened? Now you don't have to worry about what happened. You can look it up. You can Google it. You can do whatever you want. Right? And it wasn't easy. It wasn't easy. Man, I was a high school All-American and went to college. And I was last on the depth chart in my position. I didn't see the field for 2 years. But for 4 years in a row, they gave me the hardest worker award. And in my junior and senior season, I was the #1 wide receiver on our team in both those years. I mean, when we had 2-a-days, I had to do 3 just to get ahead. So my message to all you guys is that, listen, the difficult things we do immediately. The impossible takes just a second longer. I appreciate my time being here. And if you need to find me, I'll be right over there at Woodrow Wilson High School, getting them Tigers back to where we belong, baby, on top.
What a great story, right? Last but not least, I'd like to call up the team from Woodrow Wilson, including the Catalog program, to honor their remarkable bride. You guys got a lot of honors. You have the most here. That staff is pretty big. Right?
Good evening, everyone. On behalf of our extraordinary principal, Mr. Keith Mouse, who cannot be here this evening, we want to bring greetings from Woodrow Wilson High School, from our staff and the students, so that we can honor our remarkable students. We also want to bring congratulations and greetings to the other students from Camden City for your extraordinary achievements as well. For Woodrow Wilson High School, I want to start off with a quote. One of my friends once told me that you never know the struggles that someone is going through. Our students at Woodrow Wilson High School, when you see them in the hallways, they look like diamonds. They're hard like diamonds. They shine like diamonds. They're spectacular like diamonds. But sometimes we don't take the time to find out what has made them that brilliant. They have those struggles, and we want to congratulate them tonight on making it through and becoming our most revered members of the class of 2015. And before I allow them to speak, I do want to tell Mr. Brown, we're glad to have you at Woodrow Wilson, but you actually have the second best job at Woodrow Wilson. I have the best. I'm so honored to be able to work with the students. So we have, on their journeys, we have our students who have survived extraordinary struggles, from homelessness, from being introvert, from grade 9 to I hope you all enjoyed our national anthem. Rashad, who would never even say hello to anyone in grade 9, to being able to perform. And we are so proud of him. And I'm going to stop because we know I'll talk forever. So I'm going to begin with Mr. Rashad Williams.
Good evening, my name is Rashad, from Woodrow Wilson High School. I remember you. When I first came to Wilson, I was shy, never really talked to nobody unless I knew you. I was kind of a little disrespectful a little bit when I first started out. I always used to complain about hard work. My teacher, Ms. Palmer and Ms. Ferry, they never gave up on me because they believed in me. So I want to thank them for helping me. And I want to thank my music teacher, Ms. Jones, who during my 10th grade year, I was shy to sing and show my talent, but I always knew I had talent to sing when I was like 5 years old. So I joined the choir because my friends were joining it. So I had somebody I knew who was singing with me, but they all bailed out on me. So something in my mind told me to go after school, and I knew it was God that was telling me to go. This could be a chance for you. So I went there. I was the only one there, and I sung all the songs by myself. And she gave me the solo part to sing. And when I started singing, I guess everybody was shocked because I was singing. So I blew them away. And I was scared, but I had to do it. I didn't want to disappoint Ms. Jones, so I did it. So we went to competition. We went to competition to Six Flags and Music in the Parks, and we sung. We was nervous, but we came through, and we came in first place, and I also won Best Soloist Award. And I also want to thank my new music teacher, Dr. Laura Smith. She helped me a lot. She believed in me also. I want to thank her for taking me all the way to New York and Harlem to the Apollo Theater to audition. So I want to thank her for that. I want to thank Ms. Pruitt for helping me with colleges and stuff like that. And I want to thank somebody else. All my friends at the school. My mom. My mom, she was a single mother. She always took care of us and made sure we had food on our plates with me and my big brother. And I want to thank my big brother, DJ. He was like a father figure to me when my dad wasn't around. So I want to thank him, even though he get on my nerves sometimes. I love you, big bro. He's in college at Florida Dickinson. So I don't thank all my friends from Wilson. Even though I don't talk a lot, but I know y'all. And I want to give a shout out to Nina SayWhat from Power99, because I listen to you every morning. And y'all funny, and I dream of being on your radio station one day. And hopefully one day I can play my records because I'm a songwriter too. So thank you.
In 4 years, that's the most we've ever heard of shots. 4 years, that's the most we've ever heard of his. Congratulations. Our next is Miss Monica Amador Chacon. Monica will be graduating, depending on our finals, maybe number 2 or 3 in the class.
I really want to thank, Hey, I want to take this moment to appreciate my mother sitting right there with her phone. Because she migrated here when she was about 23 from Mexico to, the whole American dream, better life thing. And as I've grown up, I've seen like menial jobs, this is that. And, it's only been her. So there's been times where I haven't even got to see her. There's been like meetings and stuff like that. And I had to be the one. I'm the oldest of 3, so I had to take care of my youngest brother and sister and stuff like that. And she always, she always pushed me forward to say like, yo, you don't want to be like me. You have to go to school and you gotta try for it. You gotta get your education. And so say,
Extraordinary young lady to get to this point. She's lived in over 8 states and she has still maintained her academic excellence, and we definitely value her at Woodrow Wilson High School. Next, Mr. Anthony Torres.
Good afternoon, everyone. You guys are enjoying your night. I know I'm definitely enjoying hearing all the wonderful stories. Well, yeah, I'm a graduating senior, and I'm really proud to be able to get to this stage in my life. Every student goes through their own trials, but the ones that stand out, the ones that decide that they're going to make it. They're not just accidentally getting through life, they decide. There's a mentality there that they have to make. There's a choice. They have to want to change their lives. And so I believe every student here today has made a decision that they want to be successful, that they want change, that they're tired of living in a city that is claimed to be poor, broken, and worthless. And so I'm proud of each and every one of everyone here. Me personally, I have no one to thank but my parents. My parents have been there from the very beginning. Like my mother, when I was in 1st and 2nd grade, she quit her job so she can help tutor me at home, so she can help further my education to where she believed I could be. And so she's gonna hate me with this, but I would actually like my parents to stand up right now so we can give them a round of applause. Stand up, mother, dad. I know I would not be the person I am today if it wasn't for her, my mother and my father. They've been there, and I know, Mother, I'm sorry. I don't tell you every day how much you mean to me, how much you do for me, but I know I love you so much. You've been there, and I don't tell you every day. I really don't. I should, but you've. I wouldn't be here in life without you. And Dad, you've told me the greatest advice any man can give. You've shown me that even though you dropped out of high school, even though you made the mistakes in your life, that you wouldn't let your son, your child, make the same mistakes. You made sure that his path was brighter than yours, and I appreciate that with all of my heart. So I just want to thank everyone for giving me this opportunity. Thank Ms. Turner. She's been there the entire year encouraging me and making sure I was right where I wanted to be and make sure senior eyes didn't hit me too hard. But yeah, thank you.
This is an example, one of those students when we say he looks finished, he sounds awesome, doesn't he? So there are some backstories, but we allow them to share what they want with their some struggles that they have gone through, and we're so proud that they've been able to overcome all of those things. And he will be attending Montclair State University. Next is Mr. Renee Poveda, and Renee is a member of the most outstanding program at Woodrow Wilson High School, our JROTC. He has been one of the leaders since grade 9. So proud of Renee Poveda.
Sorry for my English, it's a little bit tough. Good evening, everyone. My name is Joan. I'm a senior at Woodrow Wilson High School. There you are. I've been with a lot of struggles in these couple of years. In 2014, I lost one of my favorites, my aunt. She passed away. Sorry. But in the middle of the school year, 2014, I almost dropped out. But thanks to Sarah McRae and my Miss Boyd and everybody in Woodrow Wilson High School helped me get through it. And I'm here finding graduating for Woodrow Wilson High School. And that's all I have to say. Thank you.
And I know that Renee, I already got permission to share a little, so I know it may be a little tough for him to share, but he has shared it with a reporter. So if you're familiar with, we're very happy that he was able to overcome some of the trauma that he experienced. So we had an incident in Camden where his aunt was taken and buried alive, and they found her. So, and Renee kind of, had some troubles during that time, but he's been able to bounce back. He's always been a leader at Woodrow Wilson High School, and we're so proud that he will be a graduate in 2015. And next we have Nelson Rivera. Also a member of our most outstanding program, JROTC.
Thank you. How you guys doing? Thank you. I'm Nelson Rivera from Woodrow Wilson High School. Growing up, it was, I wouldn't say too difficult, but it had its rough patches. As a child, I was diagnosed with leukemia. So a lot of times on my mind, I felt as though it was going to be something that held me back from doing certain things I wanted to do. But thanks to my mom, my dad, and my friends at school, Ms. Pruitt and Sergeant McRae, I overcame the thought of being stuck in one situation. So yeah, I feel really honored to be here. Thank you.
Nelson is now in remission from his leukemia, so very good. Justin Ramirez, so it's listed as Camelot, but we consider that we are one big family at Woodrow Wilson High School. And we're very proud of Justin, I'm looking at Nelson, Justin and his accomplishments.
My name is Justin, and I'm representing Camelot from Woodrow Wilson. I started high school my freshman year. I really didn't take it that seriously, and obviously I paid the consequences. So I remember my senior year, and all my friends, they were graduating, and I was the only one behind, and I was behind a couple credits. So many credits that the following year, I still wouldn't be able to graduate, and I was actually working very hard. So I decided to come down here. My cousin, he recommended Camelot. So this is my 5th year into high school, and I remember I met Mr. Ali, and he's not here today, but I met Mr. Ali, and I was telling him, like, hey, look, I'm behind really bad, and I really need to graduate, and I need to graduate now. So I remember him telling me, like, look, man, we're going to get you into Camelot. We're going to get you into Camelot. And a couple, I think 1 or 2 months passed, and I still wasn't in Camelot. So I called him, like, hey, Mr. Ali, I really need to graduate. He said, look, I guarantee you, I promise you, I'm going to get you into Camelot. So eventually, I got into Camelot, and I'm graduating this in 2 weeks, and I was supposed to graduate 2 years ago, and my whole story, if you guys could get something out of my story, is no matter how long it takes, or whatever it takes, never give up, and just don't try to take the easy way out, because I was on the verge of dropping out and getting my GED, which is, it's equivalent to a high school diploma, but I'm actually more proud of myself to stand here and say I did it. I waited those 2 years, and I finished the test, the road, and I'm currently interning at Cooper, and in July I'm gonna be going to school to be a medical assistant. I'm just really glad and proud and happy, and I just can't wait to see what God has for me. And obviously, I want to thank Mr. Ali. I want to thank all the Camelot staff who do a great job at Camelot. I want to thank my mom, that's right there. It's not only she hasn't only been a role model, or a parent, but she's also been an example of what it is to overcome obstacles. Single parent. Her mom, she lived here in Camden, and she was a drug addict, but that didn't stop my mom from becoming who she is today, who is now in the fire department. And I look up to her every day, because if she did it, I definitely can do it. So I also want to thank God, because without him, I really wouldn't be here, and I really think I would have dropped out. But thank you.
It's very common that he's now in the medical assistant program, but he had to go through multiple interviews with many students, and he earned a position, a paid position, and Camden County will also be paying for his books, and he will, by December, have his certificate, and then he will, of course, continue his education, and we're very proud of Justin.
Tiger Nation.
Wow, what amazing stories, right? This evening has been very moving to me and very inspiring. I'm never not inspired by someone else's story, and I just want to tell the students that are here, just remember, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. I know you've heard that in a song somewhere, but it's true. I also want to remind you that don't let your circumstances define you, and don't ever let someone else tell you no. Never let someone allow you to feel inferior or like you're not good enough. You're more than good enough. You're excellent, and you guys are capable, and you guys are amazing, and your perseverance is amazing, and you guys definitely deserve this honor. So please, let's put our hands together for these amazing students. I'm a big believer in mentors. I've had a lot of mentors throughout my life. I also want us to acknowledge the parents that are in the room as well, supporting their kids, because that's definitely very important. I always say my mom's my hero. You know, my mom struggled a lot, and I think that struggle taught me a lot of valuable lessons. Also, the adults that are here, these may not be your kids, but you're here supporting them, and it takes a family, and you're their mentors as well. So I want to acknowledge those people and have us give them a round of applause as well. And I just want to say thank you for coming. This is an amazing event. Thank you to Superintendent Rahan Fard. It took me a long time, but I feel accomplished that I can say his name now. And Brendan as well for putting this together. And Marie, she's representing me here, and she's from our iHeart media staff. And you know, she plugged me into this situation. So I'm very happy to be here. And thank you all for coming. Feel free to hang around. There's food. And enjoy your night, guys. And don't forget to listen to the Rising God Morning Show Monday through Saturday, 6 to 10 a.m. I am on the air. Thank you. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and Snapchat at me to say what. Thank you, guys.